Hello, YouTube friends and family. I hope you guys are having a great Saturday. I just got home from work and my dad was watching the news and they just announced it, and my work announced it today that starting Monday we're gonna have to wear these. It's gonna be mandatory for every associate to wear a mask, whether it's homemade or one that they provide for us, but they will provide a mask for us. And a lot of people are having issues with that because we get a lot of customers, and here's the issue that I have. So we're supposed to practice social distancing. So our store is participating, and it announced it nationwide that it's going to practice social distancing, meaning it's going to eliminate the number of people that come into my store. But every day it changes. One day it will be 250, like that's what it was supposed to be for the entire remaining time, to only 250 people at a time. Well, they haven't been practicing that. One day it'll be 500. One day it'll be 400. And then one day was 600. And then today was 430. And then they said stop. Then yesterday was 450. And they said stop. And then today it got to 440. And they said stop. And I noticed a lot of people are coming into the store and they're just shopping for random stuff. Because, a lot of people got their stimulus checks and they're excited that they got extra money. Now, my thing is, well, we have to pay it back in taxes. So I've been very wise with my money. I did get mine, but I've been saving my money. I haven't really put any of my money, really wasted it. I still have it all, practically. I've only used maybe 200 of it, for the simple fact that I have had to pay a couple of my bills and rent and buy food and water and stuff, and a few things for my son and stuff that he needed for school and stuff. So I was like, okay. And it's just crazy because we have to wear masks. We choose. They don't make us wear gloves. That's only if we choose. Which I think gloves are good to wear. But if you don't know how to practice wearing gloves, then what's the point? You're just wasting your time. And you're wasting everybody else's time. And I believe that you're just contaminating yourself. So if you don't know how to use gloves, don't use them. Meaning, because I've seen videos of people, memes, kind of, not videos, memes. People, they had this one meme saying, look at this, and they called him an idiot. And in a way, what he did was idiotic. It wasn't that he's an idiot. It was what he did that made him look that way, but he's not an idiot. Because I don't like to call out people names like that. So, in this meme, they said he was an idiot, and I was like, what the? And it was about this guy. He was trying to use his cell phone, so he decided to take off one of his gloves and he put it in his mouth, and then he started using his phone with the glove that was clear, but he had one of the gloves in his mouth while he was and the picture was of him being in a shopping store, so it's an actual picture. Then there was another one of a person driving. While they were driving, they were eating. This was the video. They were eating pizza, and they just kept putting the pizza in their mouth, but they had gloves on. See, the thing is, people feel safe and secure with gloves, but yet we forget that you still contain more. You actually contain, they say, a little bit more of viruses and germs in your gloves than you do your own hands, because the gloves carry more. Gloves are made out of plastic, so it stays a little bit longer in plastic and stuff like that, just like it does in surfaces like metal or, or vice versa, whatever it is. So I always tell people, have you ever gone to the doctor's office or gone to the hospital and you just had one doctor check you out, right? Seeing that he just checked out one patient and he touched him and he had gloves on and he was, how would you feel if he never took off those gloves and went straight to you and started touching you after he just examined somebody else with the same gloves and the same mask? You would probably feel uncomfortable. I know I would. It's just an uncomfortability. I wouldn't like it. I would be too embarrassed. I'd be like, don't touch me. I'm like, you didn't change your gloves. I would probably have to say something, and I know most people would. And in my store, a lot of people are starting to freak out and speak out because everybody's coming to the store. You can't control the amount of people that come into a store. So when I asked the door greeter or the person who's in charge of the front, she had they give her like a tablet, and in that tablet she has to put the number of people that go in, and it records. And she showed me the number, and she's like, "Yeah, it's at 400 right now." And I'm just like, "Ooh," I'm like, no. And it's hard to work because people are trying to go down the aisles, and you can't because customers get mad at you and they tell you 6 feet, and you're just like, I'm trying to work here. I need you to stay 6 feet so that I can do my job so that you can shop. And then you get those people who come in who are angry already. They don't know how to act, right? In my opinion, because they already come with an attitude, and it's like you just want to slap that attitude right out of them, but you can't. So you just smile and say, "Hey, have a great day. Don't let the door hit you at your way out." You try not to be so rude. Then you have your associates who get paranoid because there's so many people, so they call in because they're not controlling the number of people. They're just not controlling it. It is crazy how the amount of people that are in the store. You walk by the shoe aisle, and there's shoe aisle is like this, like me and you, like it's not wide enough to where 5 or 6 people can be within 6 feet of each other. But it's not small, but it's not big. It's in between, medium. But the shopping carts are an issue. You go in with the shopping cart and you're working on putting away your stuff, and then they have their shopping cart, and then somebody else has their shopping. It's like you're blocking everything. And you can't even go that direction because there's a customer right there coughing off a storm, doesn't have a mask on. So you go the other direction. That person's coughing off a storm, doesn't have a mask. So you're just like trapped. And that's why a lot of associates have gotten to the point to where they feel anxious, tired, overwhelmed, and exhausted. And I bet that's how most doctors feel. And man, I would not like to be a physician right now because I don't know if I will be able to handle all the stress from that. Because I know, seeing the way my cousin is and his work field, he usually works in the ER. He likes gruesome stuff. He likes where they're left literally almost dying, and he does the ICU unit, and they're trying to he runs the ICU unit. So as soon as they bring him, he stabilizes them, and then he takes them into the ICU unit. He checks up on them, and then once they're out of the ICU unit, they go to a different doctor. And he's mainly the one that stabilizes and tries to get them back to life. But right now, because of everything that's been going on, and they've been getting patients that may be contaminated with this disease, because here's one thing. This disease hit everybody in the world. It doesn't have a gender or an identity. So when the president called it Chinese disease, it was like, to me, I got a little offended, because what are you gaining at trying to be disrespectful? I know you don't like the Chinese government, and there are enemies, as some people like to say, because somebody commented on my post when I said that. It was rude of him to say that. Somebody said, well, it started in China. Then another person said, well, there are enemies. And I said, it doesn't matter who's your enemy. Just because your neighbor becomes your enemy, like, you're gonna sit there and be, like, agonizing it so that they can start fighting you. And then what happens if you lose? Who's gonna be the one that has to suffer? The American people, right? Because all you create is just drama and drama. You get nothing out of it. All you create is just drama. And to me, that was like pointless. Just call it by its name, or buy a shirt torn named COVID-19 or the coronavirus. Whatever you want to call it that. But don't call it the Chinese name. Because then you're just going to get people irritated, and you're going to make some of them mad, because it is disrespectful to them. And I get that. I totally respect it. So, a lot of my coworkers are getting worked out day in and out, because some of them have immune deficiency disease. A lot of them, like me, have asthma and have respiratory problems. So we fear that. That's normal to fear. Then there's a lot of people that are just are older, and they're in their 60s and 70s, and they get worn out by having too many people just coming in and day out trying to, and you're just like trying not to stand next to anybody, but then you go that way and there's like 5 people right there, and then you go this way and there's another 3 or 4 people, and you're just like, which way do I go? So you try to hide, but you can't. So you're stuck. So I wanted to talk to you guys about this to see if you guys can give me some input. What do you guys think? Because they're making it mandatory that we have to wear these and cover our mouth and our nose and all that. And a lot of associates don't want to wear them. They think it's stupid. I've interviewed 4 today. They didn't want to be on camera because I couldn't, because it was work and I can get in trouble. So I told them if I can view them off camera and just use their comments. And they said, yeah. So 2 of them said that they think it's stupid and it's all political and they want nothing to do with it. They don't want to wear no... But if they're not going to make the customers who come in coughing like crazy, but yet we have to work next to the customer and they're just not following the social distance thing and not staying home when they're sick, it's like, what's the point? Which I totally get that, because also when we go in, before we go into work, we have to be special. They have to check us. So they got to check our thermometers, and these are the questions they ask us. And some of them, I find them hilarious, but you'll see why. So they'll ask you, so do you have any chills, fever, stomach pains, or cough? No. In the last 14 days, have you traveled anywhere out of California or anywhere else outside of the United States in the last 14 days? You're like, no. Have you came in contact or have been in contact or know somebody that may have had the coronavirus? And you're like, no, I don't know. I usually say I don't know because of where I work. And I said, because we have customers that sometimes are sicker than a dog, and I've seen it, and it's kind of scary, and you just want to run out of there, but you can't. You still got to stand still and do your job, and you try to be polite to everybody. And right now, this coronavirus is making people anxious, making people angry. It's making people sad. It's wearing a lot of people down. And hopefully this shall pass. But just remember, we are everybody at a grocery store, at a supermarket, or at a Home Depot or Lowe's or whatever kind of store like that, or people who are delivering your stuff, or the doctors and nurses, everybody, they're all trying to do their best to give you your goods and your needs. But when we all come not together and do the opposite and start demanding things and start like the toilet paper thing, that was, to me, in my opinion, was stupid and pointless. Everybody's still having a hard time trying to get toilet paper. hand sanitizer. You will never see hand sanitizer in my store ever again, and I guarantee you that for a long time. I joked around with one of my assistant managers and I said, probably the next time we'll ever see hand sanitizer arrive in the store will be in 2022. And he starts laughing. He was all, yep. Because I remember when we hardly ever used hand sanitizer and people would have, we had bottles of hand sanitizer in my house that we hardly ever really used. We only used it whenever we couldn't really wash our hands because we were out and about and we would take it with us. But we never really, did you ever really use hand sanitizer? Like now everybody's using hand sanitizer like more than one time a day. You touch something, hand sanitizer. You get out of your car, hand sanitizer. You go to the store, hand sanitizer. You touch your cart, hand sanitizer. You come home, hand sanitizer. You put away your groceries, hand sanitizer. You're gonna make dinner, hand sanitizer. Because it's just crazy. And it's just crazy how everybody's using hand sanitizer. And it's like, and then they started making with tutorials on how to make your own hand sanitizer with aloe vera and alcohol. And the alcohol was gone. Everybody swiped out the alcohol and aloe vera. Now you don't have any alcohol, and there's hardly any alcohol out there. And then when you try to get aloe vera in the bottle form, you can't find it. But my parents have an aloe vera plant, which is good. So scoop the aloe vera, pour it in a thing, and there you have it with alcohol. But it's hard to make because everybody's taking all the essentials, thinking that the media, in my opinion, has done the worst job in history to panic everybody. And we have been the most, I guess in a way, dumb humans. I'm not trying to offend anybody, but I'm trying to use the word that won't offend people because everybody was doing it. Everybody was running around like a chicken caught off with their heads, and they were all like toilet paper, sanitizer, alcohol, baby wipes. It's like toilet paper, and then diapers went out, and then food was going out, and it was like, my food side has been getting better, but before I showed you guys the videos, everything was empty. It was like, now, and then, wipes, Lysol, bleach is the same issue. And I'm like, did you know that lemon can kill bacteria? Just lemon. You make your own. Just squirt a little bit of lemon in a bottle. Just get like 2 or 3 lemons. Squirt as much juices as you can from it. Get a little bit of soap. Just a little bit. Till you can fill the top with just like maybe like a spoon of soap, tablespoon of soap. You get water, you pour a little bit of water, then you pour a little bit of vinegar. There you have it, folks. And you just shake it up. The vinegar also kills bacteria, and the lemon kills bacteria, and it helps make it smell not so vinegary. So vinegary, because if you buy vinegar and you try to use it, it has a scent, and a lot of people like the vinegar scent. So that's why I say use lemon. Put lemon in it, and it gives it a good flavor scent to like a good smell. So, and it kills just as good as Lysol, just as good as all this other stuff, and it's been proven. And people used to say, just do lemon on your surfaces. Just watching this video, and this lady grabbed her lemon, and she just started wiping her counters with lemon, and then wiped it off with a clean cloth, and just went shoo, shoo. And she's like, it's clean and it's sanitized. I was like, that's good. So people were just going nuts over something that's probably this small. I know there's something out there, and I know that it's killing millions of people, but we're not going to get any better if we keep going like this. If we keep going crazy. If you just stop, relax, and breathe and listen, you'll probably learn a few things. So I hope you guys find this video beneficial. Hope you guys like my video. Thank you to everybody who watches my videos. I really appreciate you guys. You guys are amazing. So I want to thank you guys for helping me get more views. Now I'm up to 1,300 views. No, yeah, 1,300 and something views. So thank you all who are watching my videos. I really appreciate it. I just can't wait to you guys see what we can do in the future. And just let me know in the comments below what you guys think. What's going on in your part of the state or your part of the country or wherever you're from. Because remember, we're all in this together. Hasta luego.